What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Val Opinion platform.
And I just really want people to know I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here, lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
Nephew, I can't hear you. You got yourself muted. You got yourself muted.
Yo, I'm back. Rip me out the plastic. I've been acting brand new. What up? What it do, everybody in the chat? We got Unc in here. Y'all know happy Sunday, everybody, man. I feel rejuvenated. I'm reloaded, man. Thank God.
That's
Woo!
all I wanted to know. That's all I need to hear. That's it. That's all I need to hear, nephew.
I'm remotivated. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In that order. In that order. Well deserving. Well deserving, nephew. Well deserving.
What up? 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 We back. We back, man. The Big Vi Opinion Show is back. The crew. Hopefully, I can get the crew back in here today. Man, we had to take a break. Much needed, man.
Yes, sir.
Much needed. Man, I'm telling y'all. I missed y'all so much, man. So much
Yeah.
has been going on, but through it all, I thank God that I was able to continue to
Yes.
move and push forward through it all.
Yes.
I'm so happy to see y'all back today, man. So I say we got to
Me
come
too.
with something real live today, something real energetic, bring the life back to it, man. Yeah, a lot has been going on, but uh, that's that. That's that. A lot been going on, but that's that. What's up to Miss Lady T, Laquetta? What's up, A Child? What's up, Uncle Ray? Uncle Ray, you got time to come up today? I mean, Reba, what's going on? What's going on? Julie, what's going on? Yeah, Merlin, what's going on today, man? Um, Yesterday was the end of July. I seen that some motions did come out. I haven't got all of that paperwork yet. So when I get that paperwork, I will be bringing it to the platform for you all. If you haven't seen the paperwork that has just recently came out, if you want to go follow Justice for R. Kelly on Instagram, Justice for R. Kelly on Twitter, they have the documents posted uh,
Mm,
on there.
okay.
If y'all looking for the documents, Justice for R. Kelly on Instagram, Justice for R. Kelly on Twitter, I think as well. Um, a lot has been going on, man, but it's been quiet as well, and
Right.
that's I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but I'm gonna take it for the positive because Jennifer Bunjean put out some powerful. Her briefs were powerful. Her briefs were very detailed. We
Mm,
heard Brother Robert talk about in the Andre Gorgeous Dre interview about this BOP officer and how he asked that we focus and don't lose focus of the BOP officer and what this BOP officer did. So we most definitely gonna continue to push about that. They had until the end of June to answer about this BOP officer before Jennifer Bunjean would be able to file it publicly. So
right.
sooner or later, we should be hearing something new, updates about this BOP officer and who this BOP officer may have been. Um, I seen one of the sisters, Lisa, one of them from Lisa and Cassandra. It was Lisa over on
Right.
Facebook. She posted that she received anonymous letter from a whistleblower talking about the treatment that Robert was receiving in the MCC. She spoke about another correctional officer overseeing this officer A do what she had done, and reported it to the warden, and the warden, reported it to internal affairs who formed this investigation of Officer A. So it is a real Officer A person. Whoever this person is an actual person. So uh, we look forward to hearing who this officer was, what motivated this officer to do what she did. Because without this officer giving this detailed information to Tasha K, there's no way the government get their star witness to flip and turn against R. Kelly. So Officer A is a pivotal piece to why R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years. So all of that shall come forward. So what up, brother Lex? I mean, today's show though, we're gonna talk about, we're gonna go back,
What it do, Brian?
to the Andre interview with R. Kelly and listen to him talk about his start in the music industry. Uncle, if you remember, it probably lets you remember too. And for the people who've been following me, you all remember probably as well. We talked about this a while ago as far as why R. Kelly hadn't received as many Grammys and awards as we felt he should have earned. And
Right.
we talked about this a while back. And that's crazy how we talked about this a while back, and he answered he answered that question for us in this interview with Drake. Um, he talks about why he didn't receive. It wasn't that he wasn't qualified to receive the awards. He didn't
Right.
partake in the award ceremonies because of certain criteria that was required of him to do. So we're gonna
Right.
listen at
Right.
that and
Right.
get an understanding of it, and we're gonna also listen at him and get an understanding to him talk about his start into the music industry. So I felt like that was important. That was it's a 3 hour interview. So I really want to take my time and just break the interviews down in portion is because they talked about separate things throughout the interview. So we're gonna listen to him talk about his start in the music industry and basically talk about the award ceremony concept of his music career. So I'm trying to see what I was. Man, you know what? It is crazy. It's been crazy, man. The amount of stuff going on. One of the latest stories that's been going around was this guy in I think it was in Chicago that punched this lady inside of a
Yeah. Maxwell Police Place,
Maxwell Polish place. Yeah, and I'm like, man,
116th and Halsted. And I saw on Angry Man's channel, he did a short clip, and I kind of suspected that, even though they say they dropped the charges. But that type of scenario, the street don't drop nothing. It's just beginning. And I
yeah.
understand he was gang affiliated with the GDs. So I'll just let that breathe. Blessing to everybody who's coming in the chat. Peace and blessing and grace to
What's
you,
up, Styles?
blessing brother Lex, nephew. It's good to hear that you was refreshed. I knew in my spirit, man, that that's exactly what was going on and that you needed. And I was glad to see you take that time out for yourself and the family. That's amazing.
Oh, definitely. You gotta understand that, man. You gotta understand. What's needed of you.
Yeah,
And you can feed the world, but if you're
yeah,
not feeding yourself,
right,
what
right.
good are you to the world?
Yeah, you got to know your breaking points. You got to know those times where you need to power off and yield back. Because if you don't, your body will lay itself down. If you don't take time out, you know what I mean. It will give you warning signs, and if you don't heed them warning signs, brother Lex, your body will lay you down.
Yeah, and Friday was my last day on the old job.
Yeah.
I'm starting a whole new journey come Wednesday. So
Okay. Okay.
life has been life, and I'm very appreciative. The old job, man, like I say, my old job was, man, my old job was so laid back, and I mean, what's up, T is blunt. My old job was so laid back. I appreciate, man. I was making, I mean, up there, like
Yeah.
close to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
80,
A nice,
90.
a nice amount of scale. Yeah.
Yeah, I was up, but at the same time, there goes to show you, man, no matter how much money you make, if you're not at peace making it,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be comfortable. You can't
Yeah.
be comfortable. I'm not one of those people just because I'm making this amount of money, I'm gonna lay down and accept certain shit.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
I didn't come from that. I wasn't raised that way. My granddaddy would be rolling over his grave if I allow myself to uh do shit for money that goes against my morals.
There you go.
This just ain't gonna happen. I'm not that type of guy. You just can't I can't accept it. So, no bad, no harm, the job. I appreciate it. My supervisor, he was good. He did everything that he could do for me, but
Right.
it was just time to part ways. And guess what? They
Right.
also, if you go to your new job and things don't work out, you always welcome to come back here. You
That's
know what I'm
what's up.
saying? That's the
Yep.
work ethic that I
Yep.
put out. That's
Yep.
from me
Yep.
going and doing what I do as a man,
Yeah.
holding my own.
Yeah. And that's
That's two and a
good
half
character
years.
too. That shows good character too.
Oh yeah. They asked, "Are you gonna work your last day?" I'm gonna work. I put in a 2 weeks notice. That means I'm gonna give y'all 2 weeks. I'm gonna show up on my last day because guess what? If I miss that last day, then y'all can try to hold that against me and say, "Oh, well, you getting penalized for this, or you getting penalized for that, or call, or I get a reference from y'all. Oh yeah, he just walked out, didn't fit. Nah, I'm gonna finish my last day. You know, uh, but yeah, it was good, man. They gave me the gravy train on the way out. I didn't do too much, but I worked long hours. On the way out, I was able to work a lot of hours and make a lot of money. Within my transition to be okay. Starting my new job.
Right, right, right.
So we go. Starting next week, I'm gonna have to try to fill it out to try to see what the times look like, see how everything look before we get a schedule to go on as far as the lives go. But as soon as I'm able to figure everything out and see where I'm gonna have time at, where I'm not gonna have time at, then y'all know it's up from there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the live, man. Like I say, man, this from the gorgeous Drake interview and R.Kelly talking about his start in the music industry and you know him as far as the award shows go. So we really gonna take his words and listen to what he say, and we just gonna expound upon it a little bit. Let's see. Go on. I want to go up there. Let's see. I don't know. Are you sure this turned up all the way? Okay.
Going after attacking. But as far as the BOP situation, that's a whole other thing. So that, we found a torque.
I know what it is.
Yeah, so we found that. This is actually the month they're supposed to be answering it. And if that doesn't happen, then she can file. She says she can file it publicly.
Publicly?
Yeah, so this is the month that's supposed to happen. So I'm going to keep you updated on that. And this month is almost over, so.
Right. So they got to respond before this month is over. Oh, but that's good news. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we're waiting on that too. So those are the two things we wait on.
Yeah, well, those are big things. Those are big things, though.
Yeah.
So let me just say, man, let me ask you a question, man. I mean, just in behalf of, people who know you through your music, but don't really know you. What is it that you think that they should know personally about you? Because everybody have these ideas about who they think you are, or all the things that have happened, and but you've never had an opportunity really to really speak that about what you think they should know about you.
This is going to sound crazy, man, but I really think that I'm a nobody that just happen to have a talent. That just happen to have a talent that draws a lot of attention. And a lot of that, and because of a nobody, I stay private. Because even as a kid coming up, I never wanted nobody to know that I couldn't read or spell. I didn't want nobody to know that about me. So, so that took me dead into me being private and shut down all the time. Wearing sunglasses a lot. I want people to see my eyes. I used to feel like as a shorty growing up that if they see my eyes, they'll find out I can't read for some reason or can't spell. All of this stuff was haunting me, saying, and not to mention you got your brother and sister, coming up as kids talking about you, how you gonna ever be a writer when you can't even spell. But people don't know. Every song I've ever written came off the top of my head. I never wrote nothing down in the studio because I couldn't spell it to be able to write it. So I put my music up, I do my music, I put the mic up, and I put my mouth to the mic and start singing whatever comes out of my head. It just so happens to be a bunch of hit songs. And that's how I've written, and all my life, being in the studio for 30 years. So I want people to know, because a lot of people pretty much got me misunderstood. It's just one giant, high-profile misunderstanding about me, and by me being so private, people, that want to know you, they want to know you because, for one, they probably won't chasing clout. They feel good when they can tell somebody, "Oh, I know him. This is how he is. This is who he is. This is what he do." This, but they really don't know me.
This is James. James left a
bunch of more Grammys, but I didn't get a lot of Grammys, because of the fact that, show you how misunderstood I am. Back then, I didn't want people understood. It's just one giant, high-profile misunderstanding about me, and by me being so private, people, that want to know you, they want to know you because, for one, they probably won't chasing clout. They feel good when they can tell somebody, "Oh, I know him. This is how he is. This is who he is. This is what he do." This, but they really don't know me.
I feel like I feel like that statement that he made right there, that's a very profound statement. When he said a lot of people, just chasing clout. A lot of people saying they know me, but a lot of people don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy, that he will make that statement with, when you talk about everything that we witnessed over the last 5 years, man, so many people, so many people have associated themselves with this man, and it's crazy. And not only have so many people associated themselves with this man, the federal government has tried to tie so many people to this man. As if he's just,
Facts.
it's so crazy that this man, like, I don't, he more what they say, you're introvert.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't,
Introvert,
he don't
extrovert.
even deal with a lot of people. A lot of people don't know me, but see, we live in an era where, because I met Unc on 63rd in Wabash, goddamn me. We had a conversation. Oh, I don't know Unc. Just because I met Unc and had a conversation, we in the barbershop together, and we having a conversation. Just because we have a conversation in that moment, don't mean that I know Unc. You know, that's just somebody I had a conversation with in passing. Uncle
Right.
could be a goddamn billionaire. I wouldn't know. Uncle could be, what I'm saying? Uncle could be anything under the sun. I don't know. I just had a conversation with this man. But guess what? If I see Unc on the TV tomorrow, I'm gonna be telling all my people, man, I know that nigga, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta find out Unc was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Unc was a singer or something. Man, I know that.
Yep.
But I just only thing that happened was I had a conversation with Unc in the barbershop. I
That's it.
didn't know him or nothing. But as soon as I see him on TV, man, I know that nigga. I was in the barbershop with him. You know what I'm saying? And R.Kelly, man, a big thing about R.Kelly, man, the dude, he liked to hoop. And one thing about hooping, you're gonna run into a lot of people within two. He's involved in two eras of life that you encounter a lot of people playing basketball. The type of basketball, the way he played basketball, each and every day he playing pickup basketball. So that means he's
Right.
somewhere where there can be so many random guys can be around,
Right.
in these pickup games, and then he also does music where he does music for everybody. So many people come around this guy. Doesn't mean that they know him, but they only around because they have a common interest at the time, whether it's playing basketball or is it creating music. You get what I'm saying? But people will take those situations and make it out to be like they know him. You know what I'm saying? I know you because I've hooped with you before. I know you because I've been in your studio before. I know you because I saw you you don't know shit. You just know of me. And this is what we get with the brother R.Kelly. A lot of these people know of R.Kelly, but they don't know R.Kelly. The man, a lot of his. Now I'm sitting here listening to him say, he wore glasses a lot because he felt as though if he wore dark shades, he didn't want people looking in his eyes, because if they looked in his eyes, they'll be able to tell he could not read. That's a self. That's something. That's an internal, thing that he has with himself, to where he feels as though people could read him by looking in his eyes, so he wore dark shades. And now when you think about it, this brother been wearing dark shades from the start, from a child, all the way still to, he's incarcerated now, but if he was out, and you will see him at these concerts, see him out in public when they do catch him, TMZ or anybody, he always have on those dark, even in the nighttime, he got on dark shades.
It's just a coping mechanism.
Facts.
And here's the thing with that. I yield back, nephew. It's a challenge every day on your journey of life to grow into who you was destined to be. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that's gonna cost you, because it seems like you're gonna have to fight to walk in your goodness and stay in your integrity. And when people can't exploit that, extort that, control that to their narrative, then they don't have access to you the way they want it to be, they put out outlandish stuff just to try to elicit a response, just to get some traction. And now we see how dangerous that can be, because you got this particular system that can come in place and form a whole case on it and charge you with that, which is further from the truth. No, that's how crazy and dangerous. And I don't think people see the severity in that, what I just said. You know what I mean? And that's why I like the old school ways. Mind your business and take care of your own business. Do what you're supposed to do. Keep other folks out of your business, and you stay out of other folks' business. You know what I mean? That's it.
That's it. That's all. That's all you. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. But I tell you one thing. But I always be like, one thing I talk about a lot is interpretation, right? Life is your outlook on life is all about how you interpret it. We can be looking at the same situation, and you can see something different, and I can see something totally different. We both can see something totally different from the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Because our detail intelligence may be different. Your detail intelligence may be body language. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna pick something totally different. We looking at the same thing. But if my strength is what people saying, I'm listening more than I'm actually watching. And versus you will be watching more than you actually listening. So we
Right.
can look at the same picture and have two different understandings of it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And this is it, and I'm saying that to say we all are looking at what R. Kelly is going through, but the way that I see what he's going through, this is a learning period. See, now God has paused everything that he loved to do in his life, but at the same time, he's strengthening, he's sharpening this iron. He's
Right.
sharpening this weapon. He's
Say that.
making this weapon unbreakable. He's making this weapon unbendable. Because when you hear this man study tell Dre, hold on, I got some paper, I want to read something to you. When you hear this man reading
Yeah.
investigation, that
Yeah.
he's been telling people that he used to be afraid to go on the stage at award shows because he was afraid to read the teleprompter.
Break it down, nephew. Break it down.
You see the God in any situation. Listen at the God in this situation. This man telling us how afraid he was of reading at one point, but now when you hear him on these interviews from jail, all he want to do is read something. He tell this man, I never wrote none of my music down. I just go in the studio, press record, and put the mic up to my mouth and sing. Then he just told his man, I wrote something down that I want to read to you. I ain't got to tell y'all what's going on. I ain't got to tell y'all what's going on. Y'all see?
Yes,
I ain't got to
sir.
tell y'all what's going on.
Yes, sir.
I ain't got to tell y'all. The man is telling y'all what he don't even realize what's going on with him. He don't even realize the awakening that is going on. But see what these people do to you for bad, God would turn that same situation around and use it for good.
Yep. Facts.
These
Yep.
are finna be some of the most important years of Robert Sylvester Kelly's life. These last 4 years, even though he feel like he's going through hell, but you feel like that because you are going through a cycle. And the devil wants you to feel like you're going through hell, but you are actually becoming something that the world never imagined you being.
Nephew, you just said something powerful right there, man. Let that breathe. Woo. Mm, mm.
You're sharpening up your mentality. You are becoming smarter. You are awakening that thing that's sat in the back, that lied dormant in the back of your head, telling you that I can't do this. You are fighting those demons every time you write something on that paper. You are fighting those demons every time you read something that I can't. You are getting rid of that. And once you get rid of that, I can't, it starts saying I can. Then you become the man that God knew you could be the whole time. See, the devil will make you comfortable in situations where you don't even supposed to be. But when you become comfortable in that situation, you don't try to get out of it because you relax. You sitting back, you got on your beach slippers on the beach, you got your chest all out. You know what I'm saying? You got your pina colada with the umbrella in it. You chill. But when God make that comfortable situation uncomfortable, only God can make a comfortable situation uncomfortable.
You preaching the word today, Bishop. Come on, Bishop. Come on, Bishop.
A
I
lot
ain't
of
got
us
nothing
in
to say.
life, we get comfortable and then complacent. We be content because guess what? We know that we got that 500 coming every week. So we content. I got 500 coming. But what are you gonna do that week when you only get 4? Damn. Whew, what happened? I was depending on this 5, but I only got 4. How am I do this? How am I do that? You gotta stop with that content. See, when we get content in life, man, we set ourselves up for failure. And see, Rob, he put on that persona, he put on them shades, he tried to block everything out. But honestly, God, when you go into isolation, man, God will work on you in a way that you never known. Man, over the last 5, 6, 7 days, myself, I've been in darkness, man. But you know what? I sat in there and guess what? I allowed God to come to me. I allowed God to show me, to tell me. I allowed God to give me that vision to see what it was, what it is that I'm needed. What is needed of me when it comes to what it is that I do in life. I was able to see it and I understand, man. On this journey, you're going to feel like giving up. You're going to feel like quitting because the progress that you're looking to see, it doesn't come in the midst of the journey, but it comes when the journey is fulfilled. The reward is at the end. See, a lot of us ain't got patience enough to get to the end to receive the reward. So we'll work and when we not seeing that progress, we give up. Like, damn, man, I'm doing this for nothing. All this for nothing.
Yep.
But you never got to the end to even reap the benefits of what you put in the beginning, in the middle, to get to the end.
Yeah, we want instant gratification and instant results, but it takes a process with everything in this life.
That's it, man. I tell you, when I was younger, my grandma used to always, I used to always hear this when they say, God, he may not be there when you want him, but he'll be there right on time because he's an on-time God. And when you believe in God and you know what God is and you know where your strength come from, then you don't get tired when you set out to do something. You complete that mission because God is always in the midst of everything. And when you start to have that doubt, then that's when God, he's going to test your patience, man. He's going to test your faith. Because if you're a believer, then that means you believe all the time, not some of the time, not when things are going the way that you appear they need to be going, but it's that rough patch that you hit. It's that rough patch. See, I had to go to God and say, "Who, God, look, I need to restructure myself. I need to regroup myself." You know what I'm saying? I kind of got off track a little bit, but I'm coming back to you. Look, I still want to go through with this thing, but I just need a little bit of guidance to get back on track. And that's just what it is in life, man. And when I look at Kels and I listen to Kels and listen to him talk about how he used to be afraid of people looking at his eyes because he felt like they would be able to tell that he couldn't read, his brothers, his sister, always making fun of him not being able to read. How you gonna be a famous music? How you gonna be famous in the music industry if you can't even write a spell? And and look how God worked. The man became famous in the music industry, not being able to write a spell. You know what I'm saying? So God will show you when people sit around and make fun of you and they look at your deficiencies and they laugh at you. Oh, you look at your retarded ass. Look at you broke. You're fat. You're ugly. All this. People sit around and make a lot of them people that's making fun of you is because they feel that way about themselves.
That's it.
They really feel like that about themselves.
Yeah.
But they want to talk about themselves through you, so they don't feel bad.
Right. Yeah.
But to hear this brother tell, look, man, I heard that man reading that discovery from the investigation. That shit ain't no easy paper to read.
No, that touched my soul.
He reading this paper. He may have ran. I heard him running to probably about 1 or 2 words that he kind of like stumbled up on, but still,
Right.
This man is reading and
he
spelled it.
Then he spelled it out, and then Andre told him what it was, said what it was, and gave the brief definition of it. You know what I mean? Like a helpful teacher would. You know what I mean? That was a powerful moment, man.
Most definitely, man. I'm telling you, man. When I heard this interview with Dre, and for the first time, even I remember even telling Storm the same thing, man. I wrote something down. You got to bear with me, because my handwriting or whatever situation may be. But to hear him talk about how he never wrote nothing down, everything he ever did, he recorded it.
Yeah.
He recorded it, and then that's how he kept track of everything. So now you can understand why he had so many devices.
Right, of course. I already knew that when I heard it, nephew. I already knew that when I heard it.
Yeah. So now you understand the reason for having so many devices. Because if he don't write nothing down, that means he's recording everything. And he's constantly making up a song.
And with the technology you got, it makes it so helpful for someone who has those particular challenges and deficiencies. You know what I mean? A lot of percentage of the world aren't good spellers. You know what I mean? And our diction is not the best. Our pronunciation of syllables and words are not at its best. And it's sad to hear us from the human family look down and make fun and laugh at someone's deficiency when we all got them as a human. Yours might not be that, and his might not, and hers might not be that, but we got them. But
Right.
only when you have a heightened sense of awareness and you have an appreciation and love for who you are to bless to be on the earth, then you can and have respect for yourself. Then I can turn around and have the same thing for another person, for another person, for another person, for another person,
Right.
and I can navigate through the tragedies and the challenges of life. But when you don't have that going on, like you said, nephew, on the inside, it's a tormented place. And so that's going to come out when you speak and how you interact and you deal with people. It has nothing to do with nobody else. That's why I like what Tupac Shakur's sister said a little while back. And she said in an interview when they were talking about the museum that they got for Pac and all of that. And I hear back on this part. Your opinion of me, she said, whatever the topic they were talking about, I can't remember what the point of the conversation was, but she said, your opinion of me has nothing to do with me.
That's it.
Woo!
That's it.
Woo-hoo!
That's it.
Woo-hoo! Woo!
That's exactly what
Powerful,
it is.
powerful.
That's exactly
Woo!
just because you have an opinion of me doesn't mean that's who I am. That's how you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's why, man. I'm telling you, when I came up with my YouTube name, I used to have another name, and then I'm like,
Okay.
when I started to speak on YouTube, I changed my name to Big Vi Opinion because I wanted people to understand it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Don't make it fact, don't make it true, don't. But what I do want to do, if it resonate with you, I want to have a conversation.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
There you go. There you
Have
go.
a conversation.
There
You
we
know,
go.
and I want you to understand. I respect your opinion, but I don't
Right.
respect. I don't respect the opinion of people that I know don't agree with. That don't align in the same line in the same arena that I align myself in. You
Right.
know, I can't have it. I would rather not have a conversation with someone who's saying keep R.Kelly locked up. You know, because I understand no matter what we say in this conversation, you gonna feel the way you feel because first of all, you ain't even done no research.
Right.
You know, because if you had done research, you wouldn't be standing right here saying keep him locked up. You would be saying, hold
Right.
on, something ain't right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Yeah.
That's it.
It's so
So
it amazes me, and I feel bad. It amazes me, nephew, us as individuals, as humans, how we so quick to speak ill, tear down, and glory and celebrate in someone's tragedy. But yet, when they knock on our door, nephew,
man,
or that
now you see
same
when
gracious.
when that tragic knock on your door, right? Just
Mm,
say, this is how life works, right?
mm,
Me and you could be having a conversation, right? You could be disagreeing with what I'm trying to explain something to you, and just say I'm the one disagreeing with what you trying to explain to me, right?
right,
So, boom, next day or so, the same thing you was explaining to me, you was trying to get me to understand. Damn, this shit. Oh man, this shit that happened to my brother or my cousin. Now,
yeah,
guess what? I'm trying to come find you. You nowhere to be found. Now I'm sitting here fucked up. I'm mad. I'm pissed because guess what? Man, this man was trying. That's how you get to beating yourself up because guess what?
mhm,
No, man, this man was just trying to tell me this yesterday, man. Damn, man, what anybody see? What all that, man? Y'all see old school be around here. Y'all see anybody see
right,
him? Because you
right,
trying to get back to get that information because guess what? God put that information before you at that time because he knew what was about to come. A lot of us don't want to listen because we ignore things because we feel like it has nothing to do with us.
right, right, yeah, yeah,
And at some point, some conversations come about, and I've had random conversations in random places, man, that I took so much information from. And I'm like, damn, man, I'm sitting in the store. I'm going to the store to grab some, and I'm coming down the aisle, and somebody asks a question. We have a whole conversation. I'm like, damn, man, I'm glad I stopped. Glad I had this conversation, man. You enlightened my day, man. You taught me something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
How many times in a day did I talk to people and people, man, you know what, man, you just taught me something. I didn't know that.
yeah,
I was just having a conversation with my auntie. Last week I've been going through shit with my auntie at the hospital. Her heart been You know, and we and everybody in there, and everybody in the room, and everybody, you know, they doing what they doing, and they were like, oh, you know, they want to do. I'm like, look, man, I don't push nothing on nobody, but I don't want nobody pushing nothing on me either. I have a belief system that operate the way that I believe.
Right.
You know, and for other people, then you know, I tell them you have to do that as well. Just because, you know, people feel a certain way about things doesn't mean that they wrong, but everybody not going to see things in life the same way. But a lot of times people take from these conversations like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I say, man, the biggest thing with us as black people, as brown skinned people, the biggest thing we have to do as brown skinned people is go and look for ourselves.
Yep.
Stop letting people tell you about you. Stop letting people define who you are. Stop letting people define where you come from. Stop letting people define how you should talk. Stop letting people define how you should walk. Stop letting people define how you should dress.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm big. That's what I've been saying. That's my core message. That you just summed up my core message. Yeah, that's it, nephew. That's it. That's always been my core message. I've been consistent with that.
It's about you. You build your relationship with God. Don't look at how God deal with Don't look at how God deal with Lex. Don't look at how God deal with Robert. Don't look at how God deal with others, because guess what? Your individual relationship with God is the only thing that you will be judged by.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And how you did others, how you treated others. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. Get on in here, man, because we cooking today. I mean, got that grease on about 350. We trying to cook some gills. We need to get to about 400.
Uh,
A bunch of more Grammys. But I didn't get a lot of Grammys, because of the fact that show you how misunderstood I am. Back then, I didn't want people to know I couldn't read, write, or spell. So when they came to me to do announcements and bring up other artists on stage, I declined to do it because I couldn't read the teleprompter. But I didn't tell them that because I didn't want it to be out that I couldn't read at the time. So I would just decline. And so they would tell me that everybody else does it. Why can't I?
And it's so crazy that he would say this, what he just said. I didn't want to tell them that I couldn't read the teleprompter because I didn't want it to get out. So he understood what he was up against, because guess what? Show in the hell enough, if he would have told those people in the BET or the Grammys that he couldn't read a teleprompter, it would have been all over every media outlet.
Yeah, they would have kept. They'd have been talking about it to this day.
To this day, R.Kelly declined to be a part of the Grammys because he couldn't read the teleprompter. It would have been all that. It would have been headlines. We would have been able to pull up magazines right now to this day that talked about this shit. Why is it that because you don't want to come up and introduce other artists and you don't want to get on the stage and read teleprompter, why does that take away from you being qualified to be a Grammy winner?
Right. Yeah.
Whether you want to participate or not, your work, you win Grammys based off of your work.
And here's the thing with that, nephew, that just ignorance, just that's not knowing and not wanting to know that, quite as it kept, a lot of individuals across the four corners of the globe have issues with education. We're not all the best spellers. Our vocabulary vernacular is not phenomenal. It's just we all got deficiencies. You know what I mean? And in the course of the journey of life, the way stuff is now, you got so much help now to help you improve that, and so many resources that back then we was limited to that type of stuff. So you just had to make do. My family, they was picking cotton, nephew.
Man, I went to that cotton
He really have all the formal education, but historian, highly intelligent, good decision maker. You know what I mean? All of these things that really help you in the day-to-day life. I get back.
Right. But that's just things that we deal with, man. And like I say, I was one. I was one. Also, when I was coming up, I wasn't the best. Uh, I wasn't the best reader. I didn't become. I didn't become good at reading and different things like that until I got out of school. I didn't used to like to read and do different things. When I started wanting to know about me and about where I come from, and when I started, it's my search for history what taught me how to read.
Hmm.
I taught myself how to read.
Right.
I learned it myself. Not saying that I couldn't have learned it in school, but in school I was
Right.
a
Right.
hard head, breaking all the rules.
Yeah. 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 I ain't pot. I ain't pot. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just it's good though. It was one of those things. Like I say, man, I could have been better, but when I became an adult and I started wanting to know my history and different
Yeah.
things like that, it
Yeah.
forced me to have to go and read. You
Yeah.
know, and that's how I became better.
Yeah. Me
All
as
right.
well. Yeah.
And R.Kelly do it. He think he do good. And it became a big deal. And next thing you know, I wasn't getting Grammys no more, even though I had #1 hits all over the radio. So that's how misunderstood I am. It bleeds over into other situations as well. It's still like I just popped on the scene and became famous. But nobody know where I came from. Nobody know my background. Nobody know I was a street performer for years. Nobody knew I hitchhiked from Chicago to LA to try to get famous and just trying to make it. I lived on the Venice Beach part, just out there street performing. I slept under basketball bleachers and just trying to get a record deal out there in LA. But every door closed on me. Everybody said no, because because I had this really basketball swag at the time, and I was bald headed, and I was trying to just do some music. But back then, you had the Albie Shoes, the pretty light skinned boys with the curly hair, and they had all these images, that they portrayed, and and those are the guys that made it. But I came back to Chicago and ended up getting a record deal at a backyard barbecue. So,
What do you mean in a backyard barbecue?
well, my ex manager.
This call is from a federal prison.
His mother's house. They was barbecuing on 79th and Yates, and I went to a party, and he asked me to sing for Wayne Williams. That was who was A&R for Jive Records at the time. I didn't even know who he was, but I sang, and before you know it, I ended up, getting a record deal, but I went through a lot of stuff because I was actually signed to some people that I didn't want to be signed to. It was a bunch of street people, and had me under a contract. But Jive Records bought me from them for millions of dollars.
How when he started speaking on this part, it's kind of like he talked about his condition, and now he's talking about contracts. And
Right.
this is when the bullshit all started, because
Yeah.
this is when the bullshit all became the bullshit. This is the start of the bullshit phase of this brother's life. He signed these contracts. Then he was signed to some people he didn't want to be signed to, but he's just trying to get out of the hood.
Right.
And you signing shit, and really you just signing something that someone tell you that this is what it say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not per se you getting this paper and you reading this paper for yourself. And this
Right.
is why it was important. This is why it would have been important for to grasp that concept of reading early on, especially
Right.
knowing that you wanted to come into the music industry. But I can still understand why he wasn't able to uh
Right.
to take out that time to learn, because if he don't write nothing down, that means he has to be in the studio all the
Right.
time, because when he thinking about something, he's putting it down, he's recording.
Right.
When it
Right.
comes to his mind, he record.
Right.
So every time when he's sitting around and he thinking about these different ideas, he recording them, to keep that thought. That's how you keep up with that train of thought versus how some people would just write. They had that tablet, they writing shit, so they still are able to go and
Retreat.
do other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Retreat.
They can go out and socialize and do different things. Like, boom, let me write this note down. Let me do this. But he wasn't doing none of that. But still, at the same time, if the people that he came in contact with, they saw that he wasn't able to articulate that.
Right.
They
Right.
used it
Of
against.
course.
They used it against him.
Of course.
And because if they really cared and if they was really for him, they would have got him a tutor. And like they say, Aaliyah was trying to help him
Right.
with his reading when she
Right.
came around early on. And I don't have too much negativity to say about the wife, but when he married that woman and that woman understood what his condition was,
There you go.
baby, I gotta get you some help.
Yeah.
You gotta step away from the studio. We're gonna get you a tutor in here, and they're gonna teach you how to read. Baby, we need to get your contracts. We need to go get a lawyer. We need to go get somebody to come and look over these contracts that you got. Because a woman that cares, truly and genuinely cares, she's gonna come in and help you where you weak at. Versus what we see with this ex-wife, she wanted to be a superstar. She didn't want to be under the shadows of Robert.
Right.
She wanted the last name, but she wanted the last name so that she could be somebody. That's why when she left, she say, "How you divorce somebody, but you want to keep the last name?"
Right.
That's only telling me that you are trying to gain some type of benefit from this name.
Right.
Because if I treat you that bad, or if my wife dogged me, my wife dogged me, ain't no goddamn way she keeping my
Mm-hmm.
I need that change today, Your Honor. she don't represent me.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's for the
Yeah.
street. You know what I'm saying? But and also, Robert, we can't just play, and I don't want anybody to think I'm just putting all the accountability on other people that was around, because he had also have to wanna, better himself as well. But that's why, throughout this situation, he was able to be isolated, and he ain't got all of these people around him talking about, "Come on, man, you need to record another song. Come on, man, let's go to the gym. Come on, man, let's go to the club. Come on, man, you got a feature." Now you somewhere where God is telling you, "Son, open up that book."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Start here. You know what I'm saying? When you want to learn how to read, just pick up something and just start. Pick up a piece of paper, just start. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, my grandfather used to get the Star Tribune. That was one of my first times, reading. I started reading newspaper, man, because they would put, certain, like, the news that go on in the town. Like, they would even put that in there, like who got busted and different stuff like that. So, you go to the newspaper, read these stories, and like, I used to do that, man, but it was something that I really understood when I became grown. I really understood how important it was for me to know how to read and understand what I'm reading, man. Because I got my first job, I promise you. They gave me the I-9 form and the W-4, W-2, all that, W-4 form. Man, I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. Man, I got my first check for my first job. That motherfucker I ain't have. Man, I worked 40 hours. Man, I had probably like, man, my check was like $300. When I got my check on the thing, that motherfucker said like $100 or something dollars. Boy, I had the people taking so much taxes out my check. Boy, I told them something ain't right. But one thing I can do, I can talk about me. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about me. I ain't ashamed to say, I was once in that predicament, but not because I wasn't taught. It's because I didn't want it. I was a hard head. I was a badass child, man. I wasn't paying attention in school, but I realized real quickly how important it was to be able to read and understand shit that you signing, and and the people taking so much taxes out of my check. Boy, hold on, man, I ain't coming this week. Shit.
My mercy. Yes, sir.
Take 100, man. My check 300. Y'all took 100 and something in taxes. What the
You
fuck?
name the FCC. Who are these people? Who are the F? Who are the FICA? Who are these people? I don't know who that is.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Talk-
I had to, man. I'm telling y'all. I'm
I-
telling everybody though. The version of Robert when he's free is gonna be the one the most. This version is gonna be. This version is gonna overshadow the version that we saw for 30 years because this is someone who has that talent and also the ability to understand and read. Now, music, the way that he crafted music and everything at first,
you thought he was on top of the
be
world. Then wait till you see him what he's learning now
now,
and put that to that. Woo, man,
now he's able to,
that just gave me chills.
man, it's finna be crazy, man. The type of shit that this brother finna do at his age in the music game now. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? This brother literally is finna be able to invent
right.
R.Kelly's. He's gonna have a R. Kelly package. You know what I'm saying? He's
I
gonna be
promise
able to
you, what
invent
I was just
R. Kelly.
thinking was he's in the process, like Lauren Hill said in that MTV Unplugged, and she did it was a double CD, and it was a line that she said in there. She said she got to the point where she had to reintroduce herself to herself because of the journey and the awakening that God was taking her on. And when that happens, like you said, now if you're a woman ago, you're gonna expect it. Expect the negativity, expect the naysayers, expect it. It comes with it. It comes with it. But that's only an indication that you are moving in the right direction.
The right direction.
You
It
coming in the
is.
best version of you. That's all that is. And
Mhm.
it said also, and I yield back to you, nephew, how bad do you want this? Do you really want this? Because it's going to require, so it's not going to be no easy process. However, the rewards on the other side of this process, woo, it's
Most
not even
definitely.
compared to what you're dealing with right now.
I'm telling you, man. That's why we gotta stay true. That's why
You
it's
got to,
important to stay true to whatever you
you got
start,
to, you
finish.
got, you got to.
Whatever you start, finish.
Yeah,
See, a lot. Some people, you got in life. You got people who like to start shit and quit. You
yeah.
got some people who like to
That
start and
process,
get it
that
going.
process, nephew, that
But
process,
the
they don't
one who win is the one who's willing to stay the course. That
yeah,
means start,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
work the. You got to start. You got to write the plan, work the plan, and then at the end you gonna receive the benefits of it.
Right, right.
But you gotta have a plan to even start. The plan is the beginning. You gotta have a beginning, you gotta have a middle, you gotta have an end. And if you don't complete that task, then guess what? You can't be going around here saying, "Well, I didn't get this, I didn't get that." Well, then how far did you get in your plan? Well, I got about 3/4 of the way. Well, then guess what? It's 4/4 and a dollar.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's keep rolling, man. Kel, you talking your talk, Kel.
Signed me, and my first album was born into the '90s, and next thing everything changed in a day. I was a star. It felt like in a day, within a day. When Honey Love came out, my second single, I blew up and started getting chased out of malls, chased everywhere I would go. So, and from there, it was on.
In your music, you know,
Do you ever wonder about the legal ramifications?
there's a lot of risque things in there, provocative,
Yeah.
sexual.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my question is, there's also a lot of depth, a spiritual depth in your music. How did you reconcile those things? How did you work those two things out?
It was strange because when I first got my record deal, when I presented to the company, was things like "I Believe I Can Fly," "World's Greatest," dedicate, to my favorite girl, songs like that. I wasn't even thinking doing sexual music. But my company was showing me Bobby Brown, and they were showing me all the guys that was in Guy and Aaron Hall and the songs that they was doing, Tenderoni, and so I felt like I could imitate people pretty good. So I imitated what I was hearing because that's what the company wanted me to do. So I started doing that, and Honey Love was one of those songs. If you go back and listen to it, it sounds like Aaron Hall. It sounds like some guy would have done back in the days. And then, Vibe, the first single Vibe, it sounded like something New Jack Swing. And, I was just imitating what I heard on the radio because that's what my company wanted. They didn't want.
But let these people say,
Mm,
let these people, I'm going to tell y'all how I hear shit when I hear it. And I don't know if y'all take from what he said, what I take from what he said. But
okay.
these niggas out here, what they say, Vibe was made for Aaliyah, right?
Right. Right. I think I heard them say that.
I've heard mother tell me she got that vibe was about Aaliyah.
Okay. I don't know if I can't recall if I heard it. Might have heard it.
Did he say in the song, they say he said pretty little Aaliyah got that vibe. But he said this song, this is what the record label wanted, something New Jack Swing.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's just saying, is he talking in a sexual way when he say that? Or he's just saying that these names that I'm naming, these are the people that I feel got the talent to be successful in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
But, people take shit and they put their own twist to it. They make it mean what they, just like Uncle say something to me and tell me flat out, Big Vi, go up the street to the store on the corner, go in there, tell them Muse sent you. They gonna give you X, Y, and Z because you was a frequent customer in there. They know you. But if I go to that store and tell them Uncle sent me, them people are, who the fuck is that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is with people, they take shit that you say and then they change shit in what you say to make it fit what they want you to say or what you should have said or why didn't you say it this way or why did you. It's never the exact way you said it. That's what they say. You have a conversation with somebody and they can take the exact word, the exact conversation you just had, they can turn right from your mouth and they can be looking left having a conversation with you and they can turn right, still in the same spot and everything. You still standing right there on their left. They can turn to the right to tell somebody else, and I promise you they're going to leave something out and reword. They're going to either leave a word out or they're going to reword it.
Look, this is how cold this is. This is how phenomenal this is. And I'm going to give you real quick my secrets. What is it? Which is not a secret. I rely heavily on observation. Nephew, you do it too. I rely heavily on observation and deductive reasoning, aka common sense. I keep referring back to Plies, a lot of Pac's lyrics and poetry and interviews, Kale's music, because if you take the time, that's why the microwave concept, it ain't about no microwave.
Man.
The microwave concept destroyed America.
Instant.
It really destroyed us. When we look at how quick and we don't want to go through we don't want to work with nothing. We don't want to go through the process of making sure we have gathered everything that's necessary for that particular next level that we finna govern over. or influence others or lead others or be responsible. We must want to jump from here to get right over there. And life gonna whoop your behind if you're not prepared and ready, man. You've been seeing it. So my point is, if you listen to his song, he telling you what he's talking about. So you look at five. Have you ever heard somebody in the conversation say, "Man, hey, bro, what happened to remember that lady, man? You used to come by every time we had a family reunion, bro. You always had that same lady with you. What happened?" I said, "Man, man, we just wasn't vibing, man. We was trying to make it work, man, but we just wasn't vibing like that, man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
person. It's a person.
Your vibe ain't nothing but your demeanor.
They character who that energy that come off them. You know what I mean?
Your
They
energy,
got,
man.
they got
That's
that
it.
goodness. Oh man, she got that vibe, boy. Hey,
You got
I think we can do something. I think we can, build something. She got like, man, you know what? No, man, I don't know about over there, bro. Every time I go over there and hang with so and so, them, man, I get a bad vibe, man. It's just
but guess
something
what? You just said it. You just said it. A vibe ain't nothing but good energy or bad energy. That's it.
Yep.
Your energy either good or bad.
Yep.
Vibe ain't nothing but energy.
Yep. Yep. That's it. That's it. That's it. And it just shows you how people I don't know the word I'm looking for, nephew, that they choose to jump over to something else rather than what's right there. It's a word to describe individuals with that thinking. You know what I mean? But I don't know, K. I don't know. I just can't think of the word right now. But somebody in the chat understand what my flow of thought is, and that's what I see with the case and other case like this around our circle that affect our community. I'm like, wow, what we didn't got. That's you just said it, nephew. That's why I hated that they took away the newspapers. In Chicago, you had the Sun Times and you had the Tribune. The Tribune was a little bit more um, on a higher scale, a
Yeah.
little bit more education, a bit more work that you had to underline and go to
Yeah.
the dictionary.
And
You know what I mean?
Tribune was like a worldwide versus Sun
Yeah,
Times
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, 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 yeah. There you go, nephew. And you get more educated. You know what I mean? You can use both, and then you had the defender. So you had them three things, nephew. You was sort of like well rounded. Now you don't. It's like you get information for someone who you don't even know where they got the information from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been on sites where I pull up something and it's a long, and I've been guilty of it. And I push past for that moment, but it's just human nature. But I've gotten so much better with it. If just it's something that interests me, something I want to speak on, I want to share, I got to know what I'm talking about before I tell somebody else what I'm
Right.
talking about. So
That's
I'll go through and read all this. And man, there's a lot of information here. I'll let forget it. And before I know it, I done got, almost down to the bottom. I said, man, see, if I had stopped, I wouldn't even read all that. You know what I mean? But now look, now I want to smoke of the difficult conversation, the dialogue, because now I know what I'm standing on. You know what I mean? Like I said, hey, I'm gonna send you the link. Here's your fact check. And some of us, we won't even do that. It's just like an application. You tell somebody, I give you all the pertinent information, and all you got to do is just follow through with the information that I just shared with you. And back in the day, people's like, man, hey, bro, well, man, you can't like bring me the application, bro. I'm like, come on, man. So you're gonna be like Marlon and more money, huh? Why you want to get a job? I told his brother, why you want to go to job, man? A job ain't number work. You really ain't trying to work. I gave you the information. All you got to do is execute and follow through in the process of the information I gave you. No, they want you to open up their brain and pull everything that's needed, and they can just go from there. That's what I see. The individual. That's what I see. That's crazy. You're gonna be in trouble walking around out here.
uh-huh.
They say, "Oh, you don't really know what you think you say." Oh, I thought you were standing on something. You lose deals like that. You can potentially not be joined with a good network that'll help you become an entrepreneur. Because it's here's the thing: the information that a person currently has is the reason why they're where they are. Meaning, if you're not the best phenomenal you, then you need more information, and then you need probably someone to help you navigate, walk side by side, like a life coach or something like that, to help you execute that, because it's a whole different mindset you got to have. So you got to really unlearn what you learned so that you can relearn what is necessary to take you to the next. You feel what I'm saying? But people, okay, well, they make excuses and deflect, no accountability. You know
They
what I mean?
placing and content.
Yeah. But got they so quick, like Mikhail. Oh well, man, why did they do this? I can't see why you do. Like I said on that live when we did that live, you don't want to know and be in that position to understand what he had to do to make the necessary adjustment. You don't even want to know what that looked like. We ain't even getting a tip of the iceberg or what. You know what I mean? He
Right.
give you some details in this interview with Drake. If you read between the words, how does that look? What type of challenge is that? What did that do for him as a person, as a man? You know what I mean? To be in that, you know what I mean? To have those deficiencies and yet still have a hunger to pursue his passion. Whoa, that help me with that, nephew. I yield back.
Now
Woo.
it seemed like, before I press play,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
seemed like he was more so, he just wanted to he tried to make everybody happy around him, but he really wasn't paying, he really wasn't giving himself the attention that he needed,
right.
and that's why so many people, you look at the entourage and when they talk about it, man, so many people around, and then not only are all of these people around, all these people are around and they acting and pretending to be cool with each other, but when one is not around and the other is around, he's saying negative shit. So it's
There
so
you go.
much
There you go.
that this man is trying to articulate in his brain, because damn, I'm sitting here, y'all sitting here having a conversation, but as soon as he get up and go to the bathroom, you telling me how you don't like this nigga. Hold on, like
Right.
operating in a room like that has to be beyond the most
Yeah.
difficult spot to be in, being the neutral person,
Yeah.
because all of these people are here, they are all claiming to be here for you, but all of these people have agendas, because if Demetrius is around, he don't want this person around. If Barry is around, he don't want this person around. If Daryl around, he don't want these people around. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then when all of these people are in the one room together, they they laughing and talking like everything's cool.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
you confused, like what the fuck is really going on?
I've experienced that, nephew. I know exactly what you're talking about. Blessings to you, Tabitha. Blessings to you, Tabitha. Everybody in the chat that's coming in on this beautiful Sunday. Blessings and peace to everybody. Hey, nephew, I don't know if EJ available, man, but man, let him come on the panel and rock with us.
Yeah, Uncle Ray, everybody. I'm finna play it. When I play it, I'm gonna stop it and go check and see if we got anybody waiting. Because I can't
Yeah.
see if somebody's waiting in the
Okay.
chat to join. But let's
Okay.
see what's going on.
Okay.
Black man, to be honest, is doing the white songs. He said they wanted some, some sexual stuff and some freaky stuff, or like, Seal. I mean, I think Silk.
Oh,
Those
Silk,
type of
yeah.
groups and stuff.
But how
So I
did you
did
get
it.
into your own? How did you become R.Kelly? How did you? Because you might have started right there, but you developed your own style. How did you do that with all the pressure of them wanting you to kind of
Great
like
question.
emulate other artists? How did that
Great,
happen?
great question.
Everybody shoot a jumper the same way, but if you got an orthodox shot and it keeps going in and people love it when it go in, then you're gonna kind of like develop that shot, even though it looks orthodox, it looks crazy, but it's going in and the crowd is going crazy over it. So you're not gonna pretty much change that. You're probably gonna just add to that style. My style
Yeah.
became orthodox. I mean, I started doing the Aaron Hall and the guy and those type of fields, Bobby Brown, but people was loving it. what I was doing, and I had a little twist to it. So I started adding more twist to it. Then I ended up developing my own style, and the more people loved it, the more I developed it. I'm gonna call you back, and if you don't mind, 5 minutes.
Okay, hit me back.
15 minutes. 15
Okay,
minutes.
okay, I'll wait. That is so interesting.
You may begin speaking now.
Yeah, man, got lucky and got right back in the line. So.
Blessings. Yeah. You wanna continue, or you got something else you want to say?
What was the last subject we was talking about? The misunderstanding.
Yeah, you talked about how it veered off into other things, But I had got on how you developed, becoming how you connected the music, the different styles of music, the spiritual and the R&B, sexual, and you explained that already,
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to, like I say, when I got my record deal, I had a lot of great songs. I felt like classic songs. It wasn't like sexual songs like that. It was, I don't know if you remember, dedicating this one to my favorite girl.
How you enjoying this, Lex? How you doing this so far, my brother? Blessing to you and the family. How's everything going with you? What's on your mind?
Oh, same to you, man. I'm waiting till the song get through. Oh, okay,
Okay.
you done with it? Okay.
What
Yeah,
up,
yeah. How y'all doing, man? I was first of all, I want to apologize, man. I had to go pick up my uncle from the Potter's house. He a veteran, I can't really see that good, so I said, let me
Okay.
go ahead and jump on. Let me jump on the live, but still, I wanted to hear what was going on, so I wouldn't miss anything. That way, I can put down some key points that I want to say once I got situated. So
Yeah.
now that I'm back at home at the hut, I can go ahead and drop a couple of things that I wanted to say earlier. At the hut, I can go. Got some echo going on, but anyway.
I was turning it over so I could see the chat. Go ahead, you good?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Peace and blessings, chat. Yeah, one of the things that I want to say was it takes me back to Richard Pryor. And if everybody, if anybody knows Richard Pryor, he did a lot of comedy, a lot of stand-up comedy.
Right.
And
Right.
he had a CD called Bicentennial Nigga. And on one of those jokes he had, it's in Tupac's song called Horse of Men. And in that song, he made a statement. Richard Pryor came in, he said, "That's my side, because I ain't fighting shit."
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So what I'm relating that to is you got a lot of these suckers out here. They want to stay on the other side. They don't want to try to fight. They don't want to try to do no research and see what the hell is going on. They want to try to ride with the media. They want to ride with what's the trending thing now. And we out here trying to show them that, hey, that side right there y'all running with, that's not the correct side. That's not the actual side. So you need to go ahead and start trying to fight, because when it's all said and done, this man get free. Then what you gonna do then? You gonna say, "Oh, that's my side." No, that ain't your side. It wasn't your side at first. It needs to be your side now. So go ahead and get on that side now. Don't wait.
Right.
Don't wait till the coast is clear. And at the end of that, what was that cartoon back in the day? I can't think of the name of the cartoon, but it was like a cat or something. It was whatever it was. They gonna stay exit stage left. That's what they gonna do. Exit stage left, and they gonna move around. But I yield back.
That's all they can do. Come on, Kel. What you got for them?
Whoa, and you explained that already,
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to, like I say, when I got my record deal, I had a lot of great songs. I felt like classic songs. It wasn't like sexual songs like that. It was, I don't know if you remember, dedicating this one to my favorite girl.
Yep.
See, those type of things. That was a song about my mother, I had done way back then. A lot of, like I say, the company didn't want, like, the humanity.
Yeah, and I'm gonna speak on this right quick too.
Please, nephew.
I don't want this to go over for you,
Yeah.
for the stupid motherfuckers who out there talking about, R.Kelly sold he sold this he wanted to marry his mama. He talking about the man, people, y'all people dislike this man that much to where y'all would take his words and twist them as if this man really thought that he could possibly marry his mother.
Yeah.
The man was speaking hypothetically. If he was to meet a woman, he would hope that
There
that
you go.
woman would carry the same or similar
Thank you.
characteristics of his
There you
mother.
go. There you go,
That's what he
nephew.
meant
Thank
by
you.
I would marry my mother, not
Thank you.
physically marry his goddamn mama. You stupid mother, boy.
There you go.
Professor Griff.
See, nephew. That's why I like what Levi always said. Levi always said that and I paraphrase Lex. He no longer had tolerance for people with small thinking, not being disrespectful, cruel. You got to step up and, like you said, think. But people don't even want to challenge. Forget about what somebody else saying and what somebody else thinking. Forget that. Go look in the mirror. You don't want to challenge you to be the best you. You don't even want that for you. Then because you don't want that for you, then anything and everything with everything that going to work, you got a problem. Now I see what the problem is. You see what I'm saying, nephew? You see my point?
That's the
Yep.
biggest problem, man. People would rather run with the narrative versus go and see for themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can say now. One thing that's what the white folks got an advantage of us, right? When the white folks see the crowd running, they want to go see what the hell the crowd running from. Niggas see the crowd running, they just start running with the crowd. So I'm saying that to say this. People hear shit. People hear shit about Kel instead of these people going to see for themselves is this shit true, or they going to listen to see. But then, how did he say that, or what did he say? They would rather run with somebody else saying this nigga say he wanted to marry his mama, not listening to, not trying to understand how he was speaking when he said what he said. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Right, Mark Quinn, right. They try to use Oprah Gay to bring people down. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Unique. And see me, I'm not gonna even lie. Right, listen, until I heard this interview with Dre, man, I didn't know. And I'm gonna tell you how the mind thinks, right? When I first heard Dedicated, I never knew the song because he said I'm dedicated to my favorite girl, but I
Right.
didn't know that he was particularly, I'm trying to say, I'm from Louisiana, so I'm trying
Yeah.
right, but
You got
he
it.
talking about his mother. So when I
Right.
listened to the song, I had one understanding of it. So
Mm-hmm.
now when I heard this interview with Drake and I heard him say this song was for my mama, when I went back and immediately I went back and listened to the song again. If you go back and listen to the song, all he was saying was the characteristic quality
That's it, nephew.
his mother told him about love.
That's
And
it.
that's what it was. It was
That's
nothing
it.
about that fucking song is even sexual.
That's it, nephew. That's it.
Nothing about
Bingo.
the song is even sexual.
Bingo. Let's point something out, nephew.
What's up, Mike?
All the time we've been talking, I think this interview with Drake pointed out something more clearly. I think that we have missed it from the beginning to the end. This gonna be powerful. So please walk with your uncle. We heard a lot of narratives that's been put out through the social media, through the journalists and the news stations, and all of those particular avenues. That false docu series, all of these crazy interviews. Even when you go on the transcript and you see how the judge responds, how the prosecution, woo, please walk with me. This is gonna be so simple, it's gonna blow your mind. And
Go ahead,
it's laid
Mute.
out right here with Drake. It's laid out right here with Brother Drake. Even in how the response in the transcripts and everything, is this right here solidify who this man really is and his character. The respect and the adoration that these brothers and that even Kels, being who he is and what everybody know him, they think him to be. He said it real simple. Really to say, bro, I'm really saying that, I really just think I'm a nobody with a talent that got a lot of attention.
That's what he said.
That's not doubting yourself. That's not thinking any less of you. You said it once before to our niece Classy. Classy, stay from up there. There's a lot of traffic up there. You know what I'm saying? Your fallen nature, meaning that you every day gotta choose the right path because it's so easy to fall into something wrong. That's everybody DNA who's born on the planet. Just basically what I'm saying. So you gotta be careful with getting all these accolades. There's nothing wrong with giving people their flowers and appreciating people and giving tokens of affection. That's fine. But you got to be very careful because the human nature is very tricky. You can do too much of that and don't know how to handle. You see it. You see it every day. People with money that got talent, they got all this stuff. You see how they're home because that ain't got nothing to do with your character.
Right.
This man in this conversation is how he's responding to this man. The respect he has when he answered the question. You know what I mean? The how you put man, even in his situation in the cage, nephew,
Well,
how he's responding. It's telling you all the time that whatever they painted, all these people lying was in their feelings, whoever, you didn't tell the real deal was really this is what it was. And I was on so and so, and this what happened like that. And I got mad, I was in my come on, keep the 1,000. But we know how it goes. We know the deal. And you see it right here that it just blows all that narrative out the window. If you really sit there and listen to that. Now go back and hear this song again that nephew just played and listen to other songs. Trading My Life. When the woman's fed up. I decided. You know what I mean? Save me. You know what I mean? Prayer changes things. Listen to how he delivers the song. Look at how that pours out. And then you hear it. You hear the connection. So when you hear this in the meeting, you say, whoa, wait a minute. That's not who they talking. I don't know who that is they talking about. That's a fictional character. That's somebody they done made up. That's not who this man is.
Hey, Mew. You know what I call it? I call it premeditated hatred.
Mm. Walk us through that.
Premeditated hatred.
Walk us through that, Lex. Walk us through that.
Premeditated hatred is something that you have
Woo.
in your heart for somebody for so long, no
Woo.
matter what kind of information comes out to be true, you're gonna always have that premeditated hate for someone, and you can have the facts right there in front of you.
It goes back, but you know what, and Unc just put it down. Lex just laid it out, and I'ma stamp it.
Come on.
And you know how I'ma stamp it, Lex? Because what did they say? Well, he had to been done something.
Yeah. That irks me when they do that.
Yep.
That what you call, that's the hate, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He had to been done that premeditated that
Woo.
when all the facts show you that someone is innocent and you still say, well, he had to been done something.
Woo. Woo.
I told y'all where that term come from.
That's really smoking.
Y'all, where that term come from.
Woo.
Well, he had been done something. Don't that shit sound like something from slavery days?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a slavery terminology.
That's the language and vernacular. Yep.
This is when you in the field working and you see them over there tying Johnny to the goddamn tree. What's going on with Johnny? Well, he had to been done something.
Nephew, I believe that's exactly what that narrative come from. You just blew something up. Oh my goodness.
You go back to the movie Django. They said it in that
Yeah.
shit.
Yes, yes, yes,
Why
yes,
they doing that to her? Well, she had to been doing something.
yep. Woo, nephew, you just touched on. You just explained our whole community and our mindset. That slave mentality. That's why I love that movie, Malcolm X. You know what I mean? That slave. He said that when Denzel said that. It's that you see, he got still that
What
slavery.
up, Shot Town?
Woo, mm,
These people did a
woo,
number on us. They did a
uh,
number on us. They did a number on our ancestors physically, but they
yeah,
are doing a number on us, on our
psychological.
new generation
Yeah,
mentally.
yeah.
You see, this man R.Kelly, no matter how many facts you lay out to show that this man was set up,
Yeah,
railroaded, innocent, these
yeah.
motherfuckers still say he had to been done something. I posted a video up the other day. I posted a video up. The video only got about 500 views on there. But
Mm,
this video is so important because it talks about how they only extended the statute of limitations for sexual assault crimes in 2 states, New York, California. And they only did it in the time period where only 2 men were being charged for sexual allegations, Bill
mm,
Cosby and Robert Sylvester Kelly.
mm.
They put in temporary statute of limitation extensions to where these women could go back. When I first heard that term, they lifted the statute of limitation. I thought it was a broad statement, as in all over the 50 states.
Okay.
But this shit was only in California and only in New York, where only Bill Cosby and only R. Kelly were being charged for sexual assault crime going back years ago.
Mm, mm.
Then they only lifted them for a 1 year, it's for 1 3 year period. So they had to charge. See, after this year, they won't even be able to fuck with Bill Cosby no more. That's why you
Yeah,
see the allegations still coming out. After
yeah.
this year is over with, they won't be able to accuse Bill Cosby no more.
Ain't that some evil stuff, nephew? When you think about that.
Man, this is to show you how the
Woo,
government works. But our
mm,
people, as citizens in this country, we have to understand that when we see shit like this, we have to call that shit out because
yes,
we are citizens.
yes,
We pay tax dollars to fund it.
yeah.
This government was put in place to protect us. And when the government is not protecting us, but hurting us and harming us,
Right,
then who
right.
are we as citizens to just sit back and be like, okay, none of us have, most of these people are not going to be concerned about the shit where they showing us we can change the law to get your ass and lock you up and ain't nothing you can do about it until it happens to someone in your family. It be
Yeah.
your mama, it be your daddy, your son, your sister, brother, uncle, anybody that you care about. And you see, now you're going to want people to rally with you. You're going to want people to get behind you. You want people to go to the White House for you.
It happened, nephew. What's that? I don't know. We ain't got to say the person's name, but the time's up, lady. I think she was the
Yeah,
one
her
who.
own son.
Yeah, and we can hear back from it. Yeah, we just and something we can go down the list. Yeah, yeah, and that's why I like the way Mr. Kelly, Lex, the way he moved. And I was saying, people, just because you don't see stuff uploaded, that's wrong. This is wrong with this generation, man, with this technology, man. It's good in a lot of ways, and in a lot of ways it's bad, man. Because it cripples your thinking. You know what I mean? It makes you lazy in your thinking. Just because you don't see stuff out and it's said or uploaded or tweeted up, that don't mean it's not going on. It's not being addressed and taken care of. You know what I mean? But when you realize you got a lot of snakes around you and a lot of stuff going on and you want to move, do you know once you make the announcement, do you know they rattle and they join forces, they have been killed. You know what I mean? So you got to strategically, very carefully, you know what I mean, maneuver and get this. Okay, I got that, got this, and then at the same time you got still other stuff You don't want to, man. Yeah, it's easy to say all this stuff people say until you in them
If
shoes.
y'all think I'm lying, I'm gonna show y'all.
Like you said with that Tevin Smiley interview, you have to be the soldier in the midst of the war to even understand. Understand that.
I'm gonna show y'all.
Civil sexual assault lawsuits and why California did the same in January of this year. But both of those states only allowed those extensions. Now we see Now we see why last November New York State was so eager to extend its own statute of limitations to file civil sexual assault lawsuits, and why California did the same in January of this year. But both of those states only allowed those extensions temporarily. California's statute extension ends in 2026. New York State's extension ends sooner than that, at the end of November of this year. Now, isn't that strange? As much noise as was made about Cosby and statutes of limitations, why did they go to the unprecedented step of extending those statutes so you can sue someone for allegations from 60 years ago, but then they want to make sure that it stops after only a year in New York or after 3 years in California? Why does New York think that the so-called justice that victims are talking about is only important for the next few months? And if this issue is so serious to California's legislature, why do something as strange as make it for only 3 years? Why not make it for 4 years? Or 10 years or 5? Why 3? Doesn't that strike you as an odd number? Because that's less than the standard 4-year political term that most politicians serve. That's why. This
Told y'all, man.
Wow.
Now y'all just heard it for y'allself.
Yeah, I remember you playing. Wow, nephew. Woo!
You heard it for y'allself, man. These people literally changed the laws in California and New York only to convict Bill Cosby and R.Kelly.
Wow. If they don't see if people around the globe don't see an issue with that, forget about what you think about these gentlemen. If you don't see an issue with that in this country and this democracy, if you don't, then I pray to God that nothing comes knocking at your door.
Kick off your 4th of July.
Tell you, man,
Yeah,
it's
we
real
can.
shit.
Yeah, we can hop on the statute of limitations, and then for the people that's in the back who don't have their seatbelt on, y'all gonna strap it down real tight. Cause I'm gonna give you something right here.
Come on.
Look at the lady who had a hand in Mr. Emmett Till's death. Look how that played out. She was able to live out her whole life, not having to get or pay any kind of consequences of what she did when she was implicated in what was going on back then. And they had a search warrant, which they declined to go ahead and pursue it. So she was able to live out her whole life. So why couldn't they go back those years and go ahead and lock her up for what she did? You want to go after our brothers because of some stuff y'all say they did that you got people thinking they did. But another thing I want to say is, why is it that the media can make everybody follow them when it's something negative? I guarantee you right now, if they were to come out on the news tomorrow at 6 o'clock news sharp and say, look at here, we made a mistake on Mr. Kelly, Mr. Bill Cosby, these women were lying, so we're gonna go ahead and drop all the charges, and we're gonna get them a clean slate, and we apologize. Then people start believing it then, but only until then will they believe it. But when we put it out there, they won't listen.
Lex, you just dropped some bomb. I'm gonna yield back my
They not gonna use a weapon that they use to assassinate you with, to revive you with.
Yeah.
It's like asking a motherfucker to kill you to come and do CPR, trying to bring you back to life.
Yeah.
Real talk.
You gonna come out and do that?
Real talk. Yeah. Real talk.
Man, come on, man. What's up, K baby? What's up, Tab?
Hey baby here. My girl is here.
It's crucial. This world is.
What's up, K baby? What's up, baby? What's good with you? It's been a minute. Always an honor to see you. Always an honor, the pleasure to see you, K baby.
But y'all here though, R.Kelly is breaking it down for y'all, and we are articulating on it about him and how did he get started in the music industry, and why wasn't he why didn't he receive as many Grammys and awards as we think he should have? And he already told us his reason behind that is because of him not wanting to participate in reading the teleprompter due to his incompetence of reading at the time. But he can read like a motherfucker now. So y'all start sending them awards. Start sending them awards over there to him so he can start pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck. R.Kelly better get a fucking humanitarian award.
Yeah.
Before I leave this earth.
Right. Right.
God damn it. R.Kelly he deserve a fucking humanitarian award and he better receive it. Y'all want to give it to Busta Rhymes and all these other motherfuckers? I ain't got nothing against them, but the man who deserved one for damn show, as they say in Texas, for shit show, R.Kelly better receive a goddamn humanitarian award, man. They gonna crown him. Crown Chaos like y'all been crowning. He deserved it. Oh, y'all want to put all these blemishes on this brother to stop him from getting what he deserved, man. Come on with the bullshit. We see what y'all doing, man. We see what the industry doing, man. Y'all trying to blackball this brother, man, because guess what? It ain't been an artist bigger than him since goddamn Michael Jackson, man. Come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man. Give this man what he honor this man. Tyler Perry, do the right thing like Spike Lee. You hear me?
Right. On the real. Like real deal, Holyfield.
Let's get this car going. We up to
things like that. So I had it made up in my mind that once I became famous off of what the company wanted me to do, that I was going to end up doing the songs I wanted to do. And I didn't want to just be a sexual singer, because I felt like I didn't want to be just in a box, And but that's how the chip fell to get me out the hood. That's what was selling, and I kept it going, and I was good at it. I became good at doing it. But once I got established, I was able to do things like I Believe I Can Fly, which I had to fight with my company to even do that song because they.
And this is what this man is telling you. The man is telling us at this point. He's telling us how he was fighting against the record label, but at the end of the day, this is why I take so much. I have so much respect. That man say, I did what I had to do to get where I had to go. Because he knew in his mind, he knew once I got to the big stage, I'm going to sing whatever the fuck I want to sing.
Yeah. Go
to the Travis Smiley video interview. Yes, he said the same shit. He said they didn't want me putting out no music. He said, why would I stop?
That's right.
And that's what you heard Dre trying to remind Kales of what he said during that Travis Smiley interview.
Right.
He told Travis Smiley, why would I stop doing what I do? Why would I? He said, my music, my voice is my weapon. And like any soldier in the midst of a war, like when he put his sword down, he said, my music is my sword. Yeah. So when you hear him telling Dre, like when you hear him telling these people, like he understood what he had to do, and why he say he sung the Aaron Hall type music, he sung the Guy type music, he sung the New Jack Swing type music, because he understood once he got to where he was trying to be, he was gonna give y'all "You Save Me," "I Believe I Can Fly." Goddamn prayer changes, he knew he was gonna get all them songs, and he finna tell y'all right here, the record label didn't even want him to do that either. But guess what? Like he told Travis Smiley, I went against them because guess what? God gave me this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My God, this is what God wanted me to do.
Stop juicing. Green juice.
So let's put this car in drive, man.
What I was doing, and I had a little twist to it. So I started adding more twist to it. Then I ended up developing my own style. And the more people loved it, the more I developed it. I'm going to call you back if you don't mind in 5 minutes.
Okay, hit me back.
I mean, 15 minutes. 15
Okay,
minutes, all right.
okay. I'll wait. That is so.
See that, nephew? You see the respect right there?
Okay.
Ooh, I'm telling you, the little things you got to pay attention to, man. It means a whole lot.
Yeah, man. Got lucky and got right back in the line. So.
Blessings. Yeah. You wanna continue, or you got something else you want to say?
What was the last subject we was talking about? The misunderstanding?
Yeah, you talked about how it veered off into other things, you know. But I had got on how you developed, you know, becoming how you connected the music, the different styles of music, you know, the spiritual and the R&B, sexual, and you explained that already, you know.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to, you know, like I say, when I got my record deal, I had a lot of great songs. I felt like classic songs. It wasn't like sexual songs like that. It was, you know, I don't know if you remember, dedicating this one to my favorite girl.
Yep.
See, those type of things. That was a song about my mother, you know, I had done way back then. A lot of, like I say, the company didn't want, like, you know, the humanity songs and things like that. So I had it made up in my mind that once I became famous off of what the company wanted me.
You say the company didn't like the humanity song. The same shit they didn't want Tupac doing when he talked about Brenda got a baby. When he tried to tell the world, and Brenda had a baby, he was talking to the community, and they said, that's not our problem. That's up to Brenda family. But let me tell you how this affects our whole community. You know what I'm saying? See, the industry don't want an awakening of the people. So when we're not going to have, we're going to stop the uprising of a new Messiah. When they talk about Tupac being that powerful, they understood this man's power of his voice. And this is when we talk about if Tupac and R.Kelly would have did the real best of both worlds, it should have been. You talk about some motherfucking fire, Tupac.
They had to put that in the Library of Congress, boy. They had to put that store in the Library of Congress.
It wouldn't even be a goddamn arena that could hold the people that's gonna show up.
Yes, sir. What you think about that, K baby? What you think about that?
Man, no way. I told Unc, man, you heard? I said, Unc, man, I was watching the documentary with Tupac, man. I heard his verse that was supposed to be on Sadie, man. Dear Mama was Sadie. Was supposed to be on Sadie.
Yeah. And I asked him about that when I ran into him back in the day. I asked him about that.
You talking about the best of both. That's what the best of both worlds meant. Tupac, the rapper, R.Kelly, the singer, they both are tied. They anchors to the community. So they talking about, when you hear Tupac talk, he talking about shit that you see right outside your front door. When you hear Kel singing shit that go on right inside your home. Right out the window. This shit is relevant. All of us in this chat right now today can say they know pop music, Kel's music, that they can sit there and directly tie that shit to their household, their upbringing. Still to this day, how they live their life. There's no other artists. Not to take nothing away from the other artists who did their thing, but when you talk about Tupac is a rap version of R. Kelly, and R. Kelly is the R&B version of Tupac. You know, they tie so well together, and I'm talking about the respect. Just the respect that they have for each other alone would have made this shit so huge, bro. The industry understood that we could not allow those two to collaborate. We didn't get a Tupac and Kel's collaboration. The same way I feel about why the fuck we didn't get no Michael Jackson and no goddamn Prince collaboration. They understood the power that our people hold. Prince was big on that goddamn Black Power shit. Prince was huge on it. They didn't want Prince to awaken the people, man. When Prince changed his name to the artist and told those people he wasn't no fucking slave no more, They got rid of him. When Michael Jackson came out and said what he said, the only artist to ever own 50% of a goddamn record label, a powerhouse company, as in Sony. These other artists, they create their labels, but they labels be under a label. Michael Jackson was the label.
To do that, I was going to end up doing the songs I wanted to do, and I didn't want to just be a sexual singer, because I felt like I didn't want to be just in a box, and but that's how the chip fell to get me out the hood. That's what was selling, and I kept it going, and I was good at it. I became good at doing it. But once I got established, I was able to do things like I Believe I Can Fly, which I had to fight with my company to even do that song, because they felt like my audience would be confused, singing sexual songs. But here I am singing I Believe I Can Fly, and it's more like a spiritual.
You're a hardworking adult.
So what they saying is, by him singing the sexual music, his audience will be confused as if his audience don't go to church. Like his audience don't believe in God. I mean, we listen to a lot of shit. We listen to a lot of different types of music, genres of music. We listen to a lot of shit on the TV, all of that. But what that got to do with this man singing gospel? So what you mean to tell me you don't want his? He could be the reason why a whole culture of people get saved. People may not have never listened to gospel before. But since R.Kelly putting out a gospel album, I'm going to go check it out because I know it's good. But we don't want you singing that gospel because it's going to turn people away. Man, when somebody like you, when people are for you, and they are truly and genuinely for you, man, no matter, you can't do no wrong in their eyes to a certain extent. I mean, the man from R&B is the closest to gospel you gonna get. I mean, it ain't no shoot 'em up, bang bang music. So why you can't do, just because you do R&B, you can't do gospel? But sometimes this is why is understood that, man, our artists, when an artist like the caliber artist that R.Kelly is, man, I just wish it was a label around that really could have helped this brother in the right way. Even though he became big as he did, overcoming the obstacles, but what if he would have been to a label that catered to him and his talent, because he understood what to put out. He understood what the world needed. He understood what the world wanted to hear. That's the same thing with Tupac. They understood where the world was at the time when they made music, man. It goes back to those Sam Cooke days, to wake up, and you get to wake up everybody, no more sleeping. See, these are artists that are paying attention to the world and what is going on in the world. And you got an artist like R.Kelly, artists like Pac. These people paid attention to what was going on in the black communities and different things like that. So when they made music, their music was going to touch people. It was going to, still right now, people still play I Wish. You know what I'm saying? You can go to R. Kelly got something for any type of event you got going. Is it a church event? Is it a wedding? You know what I'm saying? Is it a homegoing celebration? Is it whatever it is? Valentine's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Easter. R. Kelly got music for anything that you have going on. This man has so, but he can make music for all of those different things, but he can't make no music for Sunday church service, right? I would love to see Kel come home. Kel can go. This is the only person I know can do an R&B tour and turn around and do a gospel tour as well. But what they want us to say, well, if you sing R&B, you shouldn't sing gospel. Is that what they wanted him to do? Oh, I forgot. They say when you get into this industry, they don't want you talking about God. That was said.
To even do that song because they felt like my audience would be confused, singing sexual songs, but here I am singing I Believe I Can Fly, and it's more like a spiritual type of inspirational song, but I fought teeth and nail, man, to get that song done.
What was their objection? What was their objection?
Well, like I say, they felt like it was, some of the company felt like it was too inspirational. It would confuse my audience.
Oh, that's what they thought.
Oh yeah, once you R&B and you're singing these sexual songs, you got Bump and Grind out there, Body Calling, all Sex Me and all of this stuff, and then you start doing I Believe something sweet and soft as I Believe I Can Fly. It's almost like, they felt like it would confuse the audience.
What did they say to the success of I Believe I Can Fly? What did they say? How did they? The I Told You So?
Well, no, I never did that because I just remain humble and do what I like to do and let the music prove itself. But yeah, I Told You So was the elephant in the room. You got to know that. It was definitely the elephant in the room. I didn't have to say it, The Grammys spoke for itself. I got 3 Grammys from that song.
Right.
And I fought for it because it was Michael Jordan asked me to do it. So, I really just, I needed to do a song, and I felt like that was going to be my chance to do something like humanity-wise. And then I ended up getting the world's greatest Ali movie with Will Smith, and I was like, man, this is my chance to show people that I'm not just a sexual singer, or I can write humanity songs.
I agree, Mark.
Just feeling on your booty, Although those songs made me, but at the same time, I felt like, everybody's going to do what they can do to be successful as far as that's concerned. But then when they really become powerful enough to make their own decisions and tell their company, look, I'm doing this. This is what I want to do. I want to do the world's greatest. I want to do I Believe I Can Fly. I want to do, songs like with Celine Dion, I'm Your Angel, things like that. And then I end up doing a gospel song, and they really didn't want that, but we did it. It was a big song. It was a big album. The gospel album called You Save Me.
I know that song, yeah.
Yeah, so people thought I was, some people would think, it's crazy. Even some people in the church thought it was confusing to the fans. It's not really about the fans. Look, you have, in order to get there, you got to start here. And there's an in-between here and there. So nobody's born there. They're born here. And so in my change, as far as my songs, the sexual songs, I was actually changing, man, growing up, and I felt like I saw the world. I went to Africa. I went to Paris. I went to London. I got to see other people. And I got to see that there was a whole other world out there. And I believe that had a lot to do with me wanting to just, this is a chance to share my music in a worldwide, perspective, from a world's perspective, not just Chicago. Earth became my turf. And that's because of the level of success that I started enduring. And so I needed to do, those type of songs to show myself, to show the world that, hey, this guy can sing more than just R&B. He can sing big hit pop songs and inspirational songs and everything. The Storm Is Over and all of that stuff. And once I proved that, I felt a lot better and wanted to do those type of songs even more because you grow.
Yeah.
So people don't, the church, some people, even churches, I ain't gonna name no names, but famous people came to me and told me I shouldn't even put out You Save Me because it's not R&B, and if you do that, it's gonna confuse the people. I didn't think it was gonna confuse the people, because like I said, there's an in-between here and there and here. And in order to get there, you gotta start here. So that in-between is a struggle. And it's like I'm going from a okay, the R&B, and then now I'm starting to do these type of songs. So I'm getting somewhere other than just R&B. It's like when they say God ain't through with me yet.
Yeah.
You know, God didn't just snap his finger and the earth was here, and then it became there 7 days later.
Was there a favorite song of yours? The only reason I asked you that because I could imagine you explaining this to me, the here from there, that maybe from the there was a favorite song and then the in between and then the later on. But is there an ultimate favorite song of yours, or in different phases there were favorite songs?
In different phases, because like I say, man, when I Believe I Can Fly woke me up out of my sleep. Because I knew I had to get something. I wanted something not to match Michael Jordan.
This call is from a federal prison.
He asked me to write a song for his Space Jam.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wanted to do a song that was big as him.
Wow.
Or bigger. And I wanted the song to be bigger than him and me put together. And I dreamt it. And I woke up out of my sleep. It woke me up out of my sleep. And I was like, oh, my God, I don't know what this is, but I know it's big. And when I went in the studio and started messing with it, it came out to be I Believe I Can Fly. I knew what I had. I knew what it was. And I knew I had accomplished what I set out to accomplish, something as big as Michael.
And that's one of the gifts that God has blessed this brother with. That's another gift that God has blessed this brother with. His ability to embody his ability to embody other people that he do music for, man. When you hear him talk about doing the song for Michael Jackson Michael Jackson telling him that he wasn't going to change nothing about the song, and that he wanted him to come in and do background vocals on it as well. When you hear R. Kelly talk about doing creating a Mr. Big character, how he talked about when he brought Mr. Big in, and Mr. Big told us, say, when he came to do the song with Robert, say Robert told him Robert told him that his mother was a big fan of the Isleys, and Mr. Ron Isley talks about R. Kelly saying to him, how he just took him. And we go back to the download video when Mr. Isley walking in the room and you hear those boots going across the floor. He say R. Kelly told him he wanted him to walk out the room and walk back in so he could record the footsteps coming in and integrate that into the video itself. I'm like, wow. Like, man, so many people that this brother worked with that when he worked with these people, he really, really and truly put his all into the music that he made for these people. Wow, Tina, sorry to hear that, man. I'm gonna be praying for you. Most definitely hoping that God can give you some type of justice, and most definitely healing, and most definitely heal your mind as well. That's sad, man. That's sad. That's sad. I don't like to see anybody going through anything like that. Sorry to hear that, Tina. Yeah, man. But R. Kelly, man, this dude is he's very talented, he's very gifted, and most importantly, he's very ordained. God blessed him with, a lot of different abilities, and man, it's crazy, man, how that works out. You can't do nothing but thank God when you see it work out that way. Yeah, most definitely, Tina. Keep pursuing. Where one office say no, you keep pursuing. Don't give up. Just don't get discouraged and don't give up. Don't get discouraged and don't give up. Keep pursuing. Keep pursuing. If they keep denying you, keep pursuing. If you had to find somebody else, if you had to go somewhere else and go through someone else, or go get you some legal representation or anything like that, Tina, go get you some legal representation, a lawyer, an attorney, someone who can go and file and do things on your behalf. Maybe they'll move a little faster for you. But most definitely don't give up. Don't let them discourage you from reporting, and don't give up on reporting. Okay? I don't know, man. We've been on here for about 2 hours or so. So we finna get ready. We finna get ready to exit the show. I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. You know, it most definitely was a great show today. We learned some things. We broke down some things pertaining to Mr. Kelly and his start in the industry. So I hope you guys learned some things, or I'm quite sure you all already knew. I'm sure you guys, a lot of us already knew, but I like to come on and have a conversation with everybody and do the breakdown with everybody and try to put things into its proper context. Thanks, K Baby, for coming through. Chi Town, thank you for coming through as well. RIP GG. Shout out Tina, thank you for coming through. Like I say, don't give up on your situation. Continue to fight. Veronica, you late. What's up? Continue to fight. Continue to fight. Continue to push. Don't give up on your efforts. For everybody that came through in the chat today, I really, really appreciate you all. And I want to say to everybody in this chat, people that may be listening from the bushes, no matter what you're going through, there's no problem too big or too small to give it to God, man. And if you can't come to a resolution within your own thought, you can always go to God and ask God for confirmation, for clarity, for understanding, to try and get yourself to a safer ground in life. There's nothing that we can't do. There's nothing that we can't ask for when it comes to God that we serve that He can't give us a clear context on. So for everybody that's listening, everybody that's in the chat, if you're going through something and it seems like you can't figure it out, depend and lean on the one person that we know who's always there for us, who's always with us in spirit all the time, and that's God that sits high and looks low. He sees all and He knows all. He just waits for us to come to Him and surrender and submit those problems to Him and say, you know what? I've been waiting on you to come and bring this problem to me, because we understand what we can deal with and we understand what we can't deal with. So we ain't stressing about nothing no more. If we can't deal with it personally, we're going to deal with it physically. We're going to give it to God. We're going to give it to God. We cannot dwell on things that we can't do nothing about, because what they say, you can't do nothing about something you can't do nothing about. But we can give it to God and ask God to give us clarity to understand what it is that we're going through in the moments in time of our life, because things can get overwhelming. Things can get crowded, very cloudy. Things can get very dark in our lives. But that's because we as human, we try to fix everything, and some things that come in our life is not for us to fix. Every problem is not for us to fix. Everything that we go through is not for us to fix. We only human. We can only deal with the human aspect of life. But when it comes to that spirituality, we have to give certain problems to God. We have to ask God to remove certain energy from around us. We have to ask God to remove certain thoughts out of our mind, certain people out of our mind, certain things. God is powerful and God can move those things out of y'all life, but you have to go to Him. You have to lean on Him. You have to ask. He's not just going to come and make a change if you're not willing to submit those changes, ask God to remove those things. And I'm telling y'all, man, life is only as easy as you make it. Life is only as easy as you make it. Life is only as easy as you make it. If you want to continue to go through life struggling, trying to figure it out, trying to fix things, you ain't a mechanic, but you're trying to fix a car. You ain't a carpenter, but you're trying to fix a house. You're not going to get nowhere. You're not going to get nowhere. My grandma told me, man, God is a way maker, and he's the only man that can make a way out of no way. So, you know what? Taking a little time off, regroup, get yourself together, pick yourself up. You know, like our sister Aaliyah say, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Sometimes we have to do that. We have to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and try again. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Continue to pray for our brother Robert, for everybody in this chat that came over today and hung out and listened. Guess what? I appreciate you guys. I really, really appreciate seeing y'all over here, because I understand that it's some things that's going on that's way bigger than me, that's way bigger than us, that's way bigger than we. And guess what? We're going to have to we're going to have to allow God to reveal those things. And guess what? When we continue to go and we continue to elevate, we're going to continue to stay on the right side of this thing. We're going to continue to stay on the right side of this thing. I don't have issues with anyone. I don't want to have an issue with anyone, and I'm not going to have an issue with anyone, period. My only purpose is to come here and keep Robert Sylvester Kelly name in a good spirit. That's it. That's all. Keep his name in a good space, in a good spirit. Point blank, period. That's it. That's all. I don't come on this YouTube for nothing outside of that, but to see my YouTube family and make sure everyone is doing good and well, and to keep Robert Sylvester Kelly name in good spirit. And that's why y'all get Big Vi. And when I'm not in my right state of mind, I'm not going to come on here and allow myself to get took off of my swear. So I have to go to God and ask God to show me, you know what I'm saying, reset, hit the reset button. Don't be afraid to hit the reset button. In life, hit the reset button. Because if shit is going all down, if it's going all the way downhill, ain't no sense of you riding it out. Hit the reset button. When things start to fall apart, hit the reset button. You will not, and I mean this, I'm going to say this and I'm going to let this be. I'm going to say this and let this be. In life, you will never lose what's meant for you to have. You will never lose what's meant for you to have. But you will lose what meant for you to have trying to keep what's not meant for you to have. Now, y'all take that. Y'all take that. You will never lose what's meant for you to have, but you will lose what's meant for you to have trying to keep up with what's not meant for you to have. Now, y'all make that make sense. Because I told y'all today when I came on here, I'm ripping out the plastic. I've been acting brand new. Free chaos. The storm is over. Brother Lex, we out of here.
What's up?
Until the next
All
time.
right. Tell everybody they can get this little old 45-minute video in the chat.
All right. right, y'all. Lex put a link in the chat. Make sure y'all go check that link out that Lex dropped in the chat. Make sure y'all go check that link out that Lex dropped in the chat. What up, T. Glenn? If y'all haven't seen the gorgeous Drake Taylor video, make sure y'all get over to his platform. Check out the whole interview. Kels, raw and uncut. We down to the nitty gritty, man. Jennifer Bunjean out here doing her thing. Shout out to the Bunjean Law Group. Let's keep them in our prayers. Let's keep Kels in our prayers. Let's keep the YouTube family that's out here on this positive vibe, positive energy. Keep all of you all in our prayers, man. I pray all of you all well, and I pray to see all of you all here the next time we go live. Shout out to y'all. And with that being said, replay game.
Right.
Man.
Right. Remember.
You was gonna say something, Lex? If not, you probably got a call.